What is up, peeps? Hope everyone's all good, man. Hope everyone's thriving. It's a movie out here, as to quote Wes Watson. As to quote the motherfucking Wes Watson, dude. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything right. Almost dropped everything in the process of trying to do it all right. There we go. All right, I think this way I can relax a little bit. Lean back, just chill with y'all. Not putting on the motto today. Just being me. Just being me. Turn it up a little bit. We're going loud. What's up, the milkman? All right, so today the goal is to just view content. Basically, what I'm going to try to do more often, stream with you guys. It seems to be something that's super fun. I enjoy it personally. I want to keep doing it. And in doing that, hopefully what inspires the process of is growing another channel, which is basically a channel where I clip up all of these lives, make them into their own videos, and that way I can differentiate the slop content that I want to talk about into more of an easy to edit content, and then completely separate it from this channel, and then have this channel basically be the channel where I come on to do lives and I post more of the professional style content that that we typically are used to. Sorry, I'm just gonna nail this setup. So give me a sec, guys. We have an error here. I can't seem to find. Finally, something good to watch on YouTube. I appreciate that, Brian. Donnie, how much potassium should someone consume daily if they're prone to hold water? I would say start with a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 times the amount of potassium as you do sodium. So if you, I don't know what you're doing for sodium, but let's just say you're doing, I don't know, what's an average sodium intake in milligrams? I don't even know. I just go by raw weight. So let's say you're consuming 3,000 milligrams of sodium. You'd want to consume somewhere around 6,000 to 9,000 milligrams of potassium, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Unfortunately, my chat's not showing up, and I don't know why. Let me look into this for a second. I wonder if it's a me problem or if it's a YouTube problem. We're about to find out. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's popping up now, which is good. Sorry, folks. I'm just getting this all set up, making it look all pretty for y'all. Now, what I would like to do is make this red. And then that might be why. Make this red, and then we're going to message background color. And then we're going to make the background light. Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed, guys. I really tried to level this stream up in the best of ways. We'll see if it works. I have no idea. It probably won't work. So do you think Wes Watson will be Diddy's new enforcer? Probably. I think Wes Watson's the guy that started California on fire, to be honest. Oh, fuck yeah, it worked. Okay. We're making money now, boys. We're making money now. All right. Chat box confirmed to be working. This is good. We're cooking now. We're cooking now. Okay.
last year. So the biggest part.
Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do today, there has been this CES event, right? And this is like the big tech event that everyone goes to, where basically they hold the highest quality tech and show it and demonstrate it. They do all these demonstrations. Now, these demonstrations are notorious for failing. People hate them. Like, it's just hilarious to go there because all of these tech demonstrations, these demos, fail their asses off. So what I wanted to do here was basically watch all of these tech demos and see if there's anything actually applicable, because notoriously as well, one of the things within all these tech demos is that nothing here actually would be applicable within real life. So we're going to go through this video, watch it together, see what happens. 20 best things I saw in Las Vegas at CES 2025 by Smart Home Solver. You ready, folks? We're going in deep to the K-hole today. Let me know if the volume is good. If it's not, I'll obviously be your man. I just need to know. I'm super excited for this, actually.
Hey, what's up? I made it to CES 2025 and there is so much amazing tech that I can't wait to show you. We have a lot to see, so sit back, relax, and let's...
That's my kind of tech right there. Chat, that's all I need. This is it. Give me a... Yeah.
Check it out. If you want a flying car, well, this is one of the...
I think that one would probably sell the most out of everything there, to be honest.
Closest things we have right now, and it's just classic CES. This massive 6-wheel Cybertruck looking van doesn't actually fly, but you can drive it to a spot, then the back opens up, an electric vehicle takeoff and landing vehicle slides out, and you can fly that. What? After you're done flying, it folds down and charges up in what they call the mothership. Crazy, right? They're taking intent orders now and hope to start...
There's no way this is legal. And if it is legal, I'm very concerned with the actual application of this in general society. That's crazy. Let's just say you give some blow-Joe a car with a helicopter in it. And you're like, here you go, bro. No worries. Don't worry about your licenses or anything. Just go crazy. Give us, 250K. Imagine Wes Watson pulls up in one of these. Imagine Wes Watson pulls up in Miami with one of these. Throwing hand signs. And they're right out the window. He'd probably get a he would probably get a girlfriend robot to peg him for sure. It could peg him at such a speed and a pace, a tempo that could not be reached by humankind. The feeble human waste could not do what a robot could do. No way. The van would go crazy. The van with the helicopter, man. No shot I fit in that. No shot that actually supports my body mass. Put two of us in there? No way. That ain't happening.
Start shipping next year. There are always out-of-this-world concept cars at CES, but the Sony Afeela is finally available for pre-order. Starting at...
This thing looks great. This is a Sony car. I actually just got one of these steering wheels for my Tesla. Like the yokes, it looks really fun. I'm from Minnesota originally.
Around $90,000. Oh, the design...
90,000 is not horrible when we consider the fact that a truck, like a pickup truck, is like 80,000 right now. It's ridiculous.
Design is very similar to...
I love that screen though. Are they literally playing games? Ghost of Tsushima in a car? That has to be illegal. My Tesla plays games, but not Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, dude, Mile 5 Mac, it's all a sham. Something's coming out soon. I'm waiting for Johnny to say everything to let everybody know. Tesla, dude, I think most people they think Teslas are really expensive. Teslas are cheap. Go look at I didn't get one, but if you look at like a 2020 Tesla, bro, you can pick one up for under 20K with like 30,000 miles right now. I'm not even kidding. Go to Tesla's website, go to used Model 3s, go pick up a new Tesla for cheaper than you could pick up a used fucking Ford F-150 for 20 years used. Teslas are cheap, man. And look, I spent a little bit more money on mine. but coaching's where the money's at for me. It's not YouTube. I just do this for fun mostly in real estate. But for real, like it's not that expensive to get a Tesla. Yeah, I dumped all my Tesla stock today. It's not looking so hot. The the value of Teslas is going down. As soon as you buy one new, you lose like 20K out the gate. Like it's crazy. Never buy a new Tesla, just buy used. Look, I'll be honest, they're super cool cars. I love mine, but it is acquired taste, and I'll be very honest, the quality is not great compared to other cars. Like you could get another car that has much higher quality for much likely a less expensive price. New. Well done. I'm glad for you. Thanks, Ben. Again, guys, I can't understate this enough. It's a nice. I have a performance model and stuff. It's super nice, but it's not crazy expensive. I promise you. Like it's not like it's people are spending more on their fucking Toyota Tacomas.
What I showed last year, and there are still no door handles.
Isn't that all cars though? Well, yeah, it is for sure. I think all cars have degraded in quality precipitously.
That's why I got stuck inside.
Shit like this. He's stuck in the car.
It was embarrassing. The big trend.
Do you ever notice, hold on, just pick this up with me, right?
The design is very similar to what I showed last year, and there are still no door.
Notice how white people are so red? Like, look at this guy's redness of his skin, and then look at the Asians over there. I feel like white people aren't even white anymore. They're just red. Bring back white people. 2025.
Door handles. That's why
buying a used EV is kind of weird. I'd want to buy from the manufacturer in case some bullshit happens. Well, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't want to buy from like Car Fact or whatever, the CarMax. What is the website? I don't know. You go to Tesla's website and they literally sell them there for dirt cheap. Like it's crazy, and they will deliver them to you. It's a pretty good system. Hey coach, what can I do when I have little time to no sleep? Little like supplement wise PEDs, the advice. Dude, there's nothing you can do. Sleep is paramount. Sleep is where everything comes together. Everything comes together. Like everything happens. All the work you're doing, the drugs, the food, all of it comes to fruition whilst sleeping.
He got stuck inside. It was.
And by the way, the used Tesla thing, like if you go to the Tesla website, I'm sorry to talk about this. I think it's such a hack and people need to know. Like if you need a new car, it's the way to go. They offer a full warranty for a year standard on any vehicle, as well as free autopilot and free connectivity for a month, which is great.
It was embarrassing. The big trend this year at CES is ultra wideband on smart locks. You can walk up to your door, and when your phone is around 3 feet away, your lock will automatically unlock. And we tried a demo and it worked really well. The lock with this.
But what happens when you're on the other side of the lock? What happens if I'm in the house and I'm coming up to the door? Like what if someone's ringing on the door, I have my phone in my pocket and I'm going up to answer the door? Does that guy like suddenly get access to the house because I'm walking close to the door?
This feature that caught my eye the most is from Lockly. They have a screen on the inside of the door lock and you can see who's outside. My kids really need this so they're not always opening the door to see who it is. The lock.
Yo, if his kids are doing that, there needs to be some serious talks at home.
Lock can open from scanning your face and it has all the bells and whistles. But the thing I love the most is the thumb turn on the outside.
No shot this is produced in America. Full stop, all Chinese products.
It saves battery life and forces the lock closed if it's jamming on the frame. So smart. It felt like everywhere I looked at CES there was some sort of smart glasses, but there was one that really caught my eye. Pun intended, because it doesn't have a smart screen. Instead, it beams a screen into your eye. I didn't even know this was possible, but there's this little LED.
What are the shot that that's actually good for you? My buddy in cybersecurity sector has all mechanical locks and refuses to get anything like that. Right? I feel like you just immediately open yourself up to just being exposed in every sense of the way. Like I know for a fact, remember when Teslas actually, this is a great discussion because Teslas operate, there's no car key, it's based off your phone. And when Teslas first came out, people were like being able to get into Teslas using other devices. IDK, China has fell behind in innovation, maybe Singapore or India. Dude, no way China has not fallen behind. Come on, man. Have you seen their infrastructure lately? Like, yeah, it's got its problems, bro. We don't make anything anymore. Like, nothing comes from, even Tesla exported all of their manufacturing to China. Like, they are the powerhouse for innovation.
This is the
Whether it's funded by them or not, like that's where it all happens. You know, we could start the innovation, but they finish it.
lock closed if it's jamming on the frame. So smart.
I don't know, it just scares me. I don't like that.
Instead, it beams a screen into your eye. I didn't even know this was possible, but there's this little LED that I can slide around to point straight at my eyeball. It worked pretty well.
How about laser eye surgery without the surgeon with those glasses? How Cali Muscle got blue eyes for $500? Yeah. That's crazy, dude. I would never want this in my eyes. I feel like my eyes hurt enough already from just staring at the computer screen. What would happen if a beam is going straight to my fucking forehead? Tofu building? What's going on? Is it like, did it fall over? Okay, we're gonna watch this after I finish the this video because this looks interesting actually. A 100-meter tall apartment shaking. I thought it was like literally I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a building made out of tofu. I'll be honest. NVIDIA's keynote at CES was pretty good. American company. That's true. That's very true. It was a good. Oh, I will say though, I'm not super impressed with like the graphic cards and general AI upscaling. Like the concept of we're not really upgrading the hardware, but we're using AI to upscale and render graphics. So it's like, okay, so I'm basically getting nothing for my money. Awesome. Like very cool. I don't know, it just doesn't sit with me right.
And there were touch controls on the glasses to interact with the screen beaming into my eye. The only problem is you have to look up to see the screen, and I don't mind looking up, but explaining to my wife that I'm looking at a screen and not rolling my eyes at her, that could lead to some fights. LG always goes hard at CES, and their transparent OLED TV display is on a whole new...
I was just realizing this. I was reading the comments, but I was watching him. Look at his eyes. If that's what you have to do to... Bro, imagine you're walking around like this. No, I'm not. I'm never doing this. This could be the most innovative product in the world. There's no way I'm walking around like this. Hey guys, I just like someone's comment on Instagram. What, dude? Touch grass, brother.
To see the screen, and I...
No way. I would never, ever, ever do that.
I don't mind looking up, but explaining to my wife that I'm looking at a screen and not rolling my eyes at her, that could lead to some fights. LG always goes hard at CES, and their transparent OLED TV display is on a whole new level. Look at it, it's beautiful.
99% of people would still use those glasses to dead scroll through social media. Absolutely, bro. That's what they would use it for exclusively. Looks like cross-eyed. Yeah, it's like you're literally asking to get bullied. Like you're so asking. I feel like that'd be a cool product for kids, but it would never be something that I would put on my own face.
But I'm still not convinced I need one, or that TV that can be carried around. Seriously, why? Who carries?
I don't understand TVs. I really don't get it because no one do you guys watch TV? I can't remember the last time I don't even own a TV. Like the last time I actually turned on a TV and watched something, I don't know. I have my laptop. If I need to watch something, I'll watch it there, or I just watch it on my desktop. Like that's crazy. Let's go. I hunger for slop. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Elden Lord. You're in the right place. I honestly can't think of the last time I consumed content on an actual television, but it's like all these companies constantly innovate television and make it this crazy thing. I have one in my house, but rarely. Yeah. I use the TV as my computer monitor. Okay, that makes sense. I watch YouTube on my TV okay, maybe I'm just an outlier. Maybe the majority of people actually do watch TV, and I'm just a degenerate. I could just be a degenerate, to be honest. It's more than likely. It's pretty likely considering who I am.
Carries around a TV. Their concept AI running a home was very intense and maybe a little scary. That's coming from me, so that should tell you something. But
I don't get why companies, like, if AI is not a finalized product, don't implement it into products. This is another thing that I'm chronically seeing in something like this. You see like all this AI, and it's like, dude, AI sucks. Like I can't even legitimately, to simplify my coaching. One time I tried it over and over again. I wrote down the diet I wanted someone. And when I write my diets, I write down all the micros and macros next to it. So like it's all labeled out, or at least the macros. Some people I do micros. And I try to basically print out the diet. And then I said, okay, please, using these food quantities, please give me the macro values and the calories. And it literally could not do it. It kept giving me the wrong values for everything. I tried again and again and again. I give it the FDA recommendations. I give it like my food chart. It could not get it right. And I'm like, dude, this is literally the simplest request ever. And it was designed to save me time, and I'm not saving any time. I'm actually watching on TV right now. Oh man, that makes me really insecure to actually think about. I'm not gonna lie. I also use my TV as my computer monitor. Maybe I'm missing out, man. I'm using like an actual computer. Look, well, actually, I'll rephrase that. I have a really high refresh rate computer monitor, but I don't even remember the last time I played games on it. I usually just take my laptop into bed. Sports and movies are way better on TV too. Do you guys actually watch sports and movies? I can't, dude, I can't even remember the last time I did either of those things. If I watch a movie, I typically would just go to the movie theater. The wife uses the TV. Now, I think that's more of a representative dynamic. I actually think more men would probably just be like, I'm going to use my phone. And women are like, let's get cozy on the couch. That I could understand. I really must just be a degenerate, dude. I don't even use a TV. MMA is pretty entertaining. Did I just watch it on my phone? I don't know. Maybe I'm just lonely. Or watching with another person. Yeah, maybe I'm just lonely. I just watch it on my phone. Maybe I'm just really fucking sad. Oh shit. Self-exposing. Okay. We're moving on.
their concept microwave was pretty sweet. Basically replacing the microwave glass.
Okay, come on. This is just full stop stupid. Who needs this? What the fuck is this? I don't want to see a goddamn movie while look, there's cameras on the microwave. I don't want that. Bro, just turn on the microwave. Give me like a 30-second button that I can spam. That's all I need. They'll smash. Done. And give me a silent function so I can turn off all the noise from the microwave. I don't understand why we need beeps for microwaves. It's like, duh, it's done. We put it in there for 1 minute. We didn't go anywhere. I need a big screen to read the chat. Fair. Do you want me to make it bigger? I feel if I make it bigger, it just gets too big. I'll try it next time around.
Store with a 27-inch tablet.
Why do you need a tablet on your microwave? Was the tablet refrigerator not enough? Watch my video on Dan the Bodybuilder to understand what I think about Dan the Bodybuilder, the milkman. I made a whole dissertation on the man.
It has intelligent cooking sensors, but what sold me was all the quick start buttons, since we all know that those are the best.
Literally the only useful feature on this piece of equipment.
Of course, there are 3 cameras for the...
What? Why do I need to take a photo on my microwave? No. Oh my God. It'll be great at enslaving humans for tedious work. Yeah. I'm not standing at the microwave using a tablet. Oh my God. There's a turning point when technology will override the human experience and change it fundamentally. Yeah, if it hasn't already, man. Like there's AI content on YouTube. I guarantee some of you have watched AI content on YouTube and you haven't even you didn't even know you were watching AI content. Why a tablet on a microwave? You only stand there for 3 minutes. So you can watch Coco Melon on it, dude. You can throw up some Coco Melon. Oh my
food
God.
content creators, but there's also a speaker and it can play videos on apps like
Are you kidding me? Who's buying this, dude? No one is. I don't ever, even if I had $1 million, I don't want that shit. It's just too much complicated shit. Give me a button. I need a microwave with a single button. That's the only function I need.
YouTube. I would totally watch videos in the kitchen on my microwave. It makes way more sense than the fridge to have a screen. But I don't know, would you use something like this?
You can record what you eat. That's just asking for a disaster. Like some kid putting a fucking aluminum can in there. AI NPCs would be cool. For sure, I could see that. There's a game coming out that's actually doing that. I can't remember which one it is, but the dialogue is AI based. Or maybe it was like a mod to a game, I believe. But it would be cool. It's just problematic because it's like, I mean, if you've ever had a conversation with AI, like ChatGPT, it just becomes so deranged so quick. I don't know what's worse, the person who buys it or the person who designed it, thinking it would be useful, yeah. It's like you can't have just sat there and thought, man, I'm going to make fucking millions off this thing. No shot. Where's the Wes Watson chain? I decided to turn off the Wes Watson for today. I'll come on another day when I need to make some more money for my Bugattis. You can play duos with AI? Shut up. They're really leaning into AI heavily, NVIDIA. I wasn't about the whole, like, I saw the 50 series and I was pretty underwhelmed. I guess from my perspective, seeing so much AI slop infested in it, it just made me kind of not look forward to an increased price tag for not much hardware of the, functional hardware improvements. Facade did the AI NPC thing decades ago. Well, son of a bitch.
All right, something that's not gonna
I didn't know that.
cost you an arm and a leg is the Linkshura Aura. It's a little smart button with an e-ink display, which makes it much more useful than a traditional smart button. The display lets you switch
What is a fucking smart button? Am I just living in the Stonehenges?
between different devices and
That's creepy. The Taco Bell at my house uses AI to take people's orders. I've not seen that. That's actually pretty freaky.
not have to guess what each
Yikes.
button does. It works with Wi-Fi, Zigbee, and Bluetooth, plus later this year, Matter devices too. You can use it to control your phone and tons of other use
Why do I need a button to control my phone? My screen's right there.
cases. It's $30, which isn't bad for all that it can do, and it'll be available around the middle of this year. It wouldn't be CES without lots and lots of robots. I shook hands with
Like, oh my God.
one, Allie gave it a hug. Whoa, slow down there. Little furry ones on a purse. Plus there was
That's just an automatron. Like, that's not an AI. Come on.
one playing the piano, but somehow it wasn't that good at playing. People were going nuts over this Unitree robot dog. It was standing up and doing all these tricks, but luckily it didn't attack anyone. The price starts at $1,600, but that's so much less than the $74,000 Boston Dynamics dog. Now,
I get it, but what are you doing with it? $1,600 for what? It just like moves around. It's basically like a child's toy. I don't know if you guys remember like the old child's toy. Like you'd buy that robot, it'd walk around and burp, 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 burp. That's basically what this is. I want to do a consume content with you at the Arnold and watch jousting. That'd actually be really fun. If I start training now, I might go. Dude, you'd be the biggest jouster on the stage or on the what do you call it? On the dirt? On the I don't even know. Checkers in my city uses AI? Dude, that's so crazy. I guess I'm really living in the stone. I've never had that happen to me. Jousting pro on his dude, that would be the coolest sticker. People would ask you, what is that? Like so many times.
Also
Yeah, at least the Boston Dynamics robots have a flamethrower.
had
That's
a
so true.
humanoid
They could be weaponized at least, bare minimum.
robot walking around. And if you want my opinion, these robots will not take over the world and destroy us. You know,
That would be kind of cool, walking around the house. I'd feel a little badass at that.
we're ready to fight these things. What will take over the
When are we gonna get it? Dude, that would actually be wild. If we could get like a group of us together and then just play Smash Bros, that'd be the coolest shit I'd ever do. That'd be like my peak YouTube career.
world are the
The place you joust is called a list field. We're learning. This is education. Now anyone who watches this can't say it's slop. It's a list. Right? A list field. Thanks, Atlas, and thanks, Justin. Appreciate y'all. To be fair, I think they're being racist against Southerners' accents. Oh my god.
cute little robots no one's
I just want a bot to do my laundry and dishes. That's all I'm asking for. I don't need any of this bullshit. Cute. Walks around. No. Fold my fucking laundry.
expecting.
Human creates.
Like the ones from TCL called Hey Amy. You can dress it up and look how adorable it is. Okay, let's take 3 home. They'll never turn on us. Wait a second. Oh, and stay tuned until the end for the hottest robot around.
Nope. They knew what they were doing.
Speaking of robots, the robot vacuums had a lot of crazy updates this year at CES.
Why do so many good-looking bodybuilders escort? Seriously, it's very common. Is it common? I've never heard of that. I mean, imagine because if they have like they're working really hard for their body, they probably need to they probably need to make them some money.
SwitchBot got creative and you can add modular attachments to their K20 Plus Pro. Then it can bring you a drink, purify the air, and maybe even have a hypothetical claw arm. The company
There we go. That's getting slightly more useful.
Dreamy was like, hold my cleaning solution, and made a robot vacuum that actually has a robot arm with a
That's getting useful. I could see application for this.
claw. It can also
But what if it grabs a cat? I've also seen news of like a AI robot attacking a cat or something. Like a vacuum robot.
prop itself up, and they also had one that could climb small stairs. I never saw the claw arm pick anything up, so I don't know if it really works, and it adds a lot of bulk to the top of the vacuum. Then Roborock said, that's cute, but check this out. A robotic arm with a claw that pops out of the vacuum and
That's
can fold
sick.
completely into the body. Plus, it's only 7.98 centimeters tall, which is crazy thin. The mechanical
That is
arm
so
can pick up
cool.
items under 300
I would buy
grams
that.
or around a half pound, like socks. And the way it works,
Did I just say 300 grams or about a half pound? That's not the equivalence. I'm a little bit less interested now. That's 300 grams is barely useful. My cum sock weighs more than 300 grams. What are we talking about here?
is it cleans the floor around it first and then moves the obstacles out of the way so it can clean where it was. It does all of this by itself and it was incredible to see. The vacuum is called the Saros Z70 and will be available sometime in the middle of this year. There's so much more to talk about with the Claw and the other vacuums with features Roborock has never done before. Doing a dedicated video on it in a few days, so keep an eye out for it.
Robot grab the flashlight and come over. You guys are just too much, man.
Okay, I know AI is talked about way too much at CES, and it annoys me too. But the company
There's 448 grams in a pound, or in a half a pound. Yeah, so they're either. Oh, so 448 grams is a full pound. Okay. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense because a kilogram it's 1,000 grams. So half a pound would be basically 200 and So it does pick up half a pound, but that's still pretty insignificant. Like my iPhone weighs more than that, I'm pretty sure.
Brisket has a few
Like I said, my cum sock weighs more than that.
implementations of it that seem interesting. Using their app, you can describe the meat you want to smoke or even upload an image. Then it uses AI to generate recipes and start cooking the food. It will guide you through any extra steps and even do things automatically, like turn down the temperature if you forgot about it, which can be helpful because smoking meat can take hours. There's also a less expensive, smaller version with all the same features coming out in February for $400. The Akara booth was packed with never before seen smart home devices.
I feel like, so there's this theory, right, that games are becoming dumber for you, where like games have to have so much assistance to basically get you through it by giving you so many indications and guides and colors guiding your way and people telling you what you need to do. And it all has to be very clear. I don't know if you guys like remember Oblivion. They just like drop you in there and you're like, good luck. And you like have to basically piece it together. Or when you had to look up actual guides to like even get you started in a game. But now games are just like so handheld, it's crazy. I feel like that's what this does, right? It makes you like less intellectual overall because of all these products. You want to smoke food? I'll make the recipe. I'll smoke the food. Just put the meat in the box, all right? I'm going to do the rest for you. Crazy. Stop playing AAA slop. I do. I don't play it anymore. Well, the only, I guess, is Path of Exile AAA? I don't think so. I can't even play the new Pokemon games because they do that so hardcore. That's what I've heard too, actually. Gaming went so broad and became stupidly the norm. So you think that it became so easy because it's the norm? I think it's just because people got so dumb. I think it's just because people honestly like can't comprehend how to do things. Maybe that is because the norm is just lower IQ. Generally, to be honest, you guys, I think most of us, I've said this before, but I think most of us here are probably much higher IQ than the general population.
Devices like the G410 doorbell camera. It's 2K, has facial recognition, built-in millimeter wave for presence detection, supports RTSP for Home Assistant, and integrates with Apple Home. Plus, it works as a Matter controller for Thread devices, just like the highly anticipated G5 Pro camera. They also showcase touchscreens that replace light switches, including the larger S1 Plus, which displays live camera feeds and controls Matter-enabled devices, and the sleeker Dial V1 touchscreen. Both launch in the EU this month and in the US later this year. The device that I had the most questions about was the FP300, a battery-powered millimeter wave sensor, which hasn't existed until now. It combines PIR and millimeter wave, activating millimeter wave only when the PIR detects motion, then turning it off to save battery when the room is empty. Pretty smart.
That's
okay,
cool.
This next display is super trippy and blew my mind. It's an ultra reality display like VR without the headset. But what they're announcing at CES is the UR Extended, and it's crazy. This display has multiple layers of depth, so your eyes can focus on things close to you or further away.
I play Elden Ring, and the average player only gets like 10 points invested into HP and die in one hit. I think people, you know what's funny? People criticize that game for being too hard, and I thought it was drastically easier than Dark Souls 2. Well, like Elon's insp. Oh my God. Dude, I can't believe you brought that up. Yeah. Oh my God. Elon's fucking lie. What was that? Why would you lie about this? Why would you lie about PoE? Who's gonna think you're cool for having someone buff your character? Like, no one cares, bro. Like, okay, maybe for Diablo it was cool because everyone bought into it and they're like, how does he have time? But when PoE came around, because Diablo is just significantly easier, let's be honest. Diablo you can just walk through. So it doesn't, no one asks questions. But when PoE comes out and you're the best player or close to the best player, and it's literally only been out for a while, where people have been living on this game, like staying awake like 48 hours straight streaming. There's that one redheaded guy who does it. And you're telling me you're the best? yet you own multiple companies that you spend so much time operating. It's like, dude, no one's believing you. What are you talking about? I do take suggestions for content to consume. IDK, after the Elden Ring DLC, I went back to Dark Souls 3 and it's super easy now. I don't know, man. I went back to Dark Souls 2 and I like rage quit numerous times. I don't remember doing that once on Elden Ring. Yeah, Elon said the best item is he's like, it's only level it's only level 40. Like, dude, shut the hell up, man.
And it's difficult to capture how cool it looks on camera because it just looks like the display is changing focus, but it's not. That's just my camera focusing on the different layers. It's nuts to view this in person. And it's pricey at $12,000, so I don't think we'll be seeing this in everyone's house soon, but it's a cool concept. Next up is XGamey, today's sponsor, was something that really surprised me at CES. Check this out. This is the XGamey Ascend, an all-in-one home theater that saves space and style. It features an ultra short throw screen that rises from a Harman Kardon soundbar. Yes, that sleek furniture-looking piece is actually a soundbar with 8 speakers. Even though the soundbar is low to the ground, the speakers are positioned to point at ear level when sitting. It supports Dolby Atmos and the sound is incredible.
It doesn't look that impressive. I'll be honest. The display looks pretty faded.
The image quality was bright and crisp even with the ceiling lights on, thanks to the ALR screen, which blocks overhead light but not the projectors. It feels just like a massive TV, and when not watching a movie, it can go partially up for different modes to have on in the background. And its ultra short throw design means the projector can sit very close to the screen.
BT, I'll definitely check that out. We're gonna get through this first though.
Keeping the setup super compact. When the screen is fully down, it barely takes up any space. The Ascend launches later this year, but if you can't wait, check out the Aura 2 short throw projector available now, or consider the Horizon S Max, a more affordable long throw option with the same great tech as the Horizon Max. Huge thanks to XGamey for supporting the channel. CES is so much fun, especially when the CEO of Strut tells you to run him over on a motorized wheelchair.
I'm gonna ram the CEO, here we go.
I'm sitting in the most high-tech wheelchair I've ever seen, with quad motors and 2 LiDAR sensors in front. Those map out 360 degrees around the wheelchair, and it's displayed on the
So it's essentially a Tesla.
little screen. This allows me to just push forward or backward on the control stick, and the wheelchair automatically avoids running into any walls. So cool! So when the CEO told me to run him over, well, I couldn't because the sensors stopped me. And I tried running over others on the show floor, but the wheelchair just avoided everyone. And I promise, I'm not this.
I feel if I was disabled and the wheelchair controlled where I went, I would have a problem with that. I get the whole, I get that it's for probably safety and delusional old people sometimes run into other people and aren't paying attention to what they're doing. But let's be honest, when you take the ability for movement away from people, you take a whole lot more away from them. I feel like if I was the guy in that wheelchair disabled, I wouldn't want my wheelchair to not let me back up or something like that.
It's dangerous while driving. Just when I think all the RGB lamps have been invented, Govee surprises me again with their booth. They have these massive skyline kits that mount from the
That would be cool for like a YouTube studio.
floor to the ceiling.
Like putting that behind me right now would be kind of dope.
Or from one wall to the other. There's also the Table Lamp Pro 2. It can do multiple colors at once and has a clear section to show off the JBL speaker inside. Kind of reminds me of the old Apple Pro clear speakers but with RGB.
If Apple and Microsoft participated, this would be more impressive. Yeah. I mean, they have capital, and I think capital can kind of accomplish a lot. They definitely could do. Well, I mean, just look at like the M4 chip, right? The integrated graphics and CPU almost outperform most dedicated graphics and CPUs in this little box. Like I have one right here. It's a Mac Mini, and it outperforms my 4070, which is just crazy. My girlfriend is basically quadrupedic. Has a rough time using a chair, getting out of the van. To get in the van would be nice for to go. But I mean, maybe this is just my perspective. I just feel like if she wanted to hit you with her chair and that chair just stopped her, like, do you know how frustrating that would be to me? Like if I moved and it was just like, I can't touch it. Like, why not? Silly.
Plus, Gobi showed off a new Pixel light. Looks kind of like a game controller, but it uses AI to display pixel art. It comes in
Why?
2 sizes, and I
What is the use of this? It's silly.
think my kids would love something like this. Gobi is trying to make more practical lights too, and not only RGB lights for gamers. Like this ceiling light, it's extremely bright and the warm and cool whites look great. Plus there's an ambient light that can be controlled independently that bounces light off the ceiling. Since this works with Matter and looks nice, I would consider this for my smart home. Nice work, Gobi.
I have to eat a pound of tuna to make my protein. You're doing something wrong, brother.
If you eat too many salty foods like I do, you have to see this shocking device. It's a spoon invented in Japan with an electric current to make your food taste saltier. Yes, seriously, it shocks you.
Is that curry?
I was nervous to try it since I didn't want to share a spoon with all of CES, but I'm doing it for you guys. You have to hold the spoon like a toddler to keep the current going through, and I felt a slight shock at the front of my tooth and my brain short-circuited. But it tasted a little saltier, I guess. And don't
Just put salt in your food. Like, let's not overcomplicate this.
worry, I licked the spoon really clean for the next person to try. Also, a couple of affordable smart thermostats
Hypernatremia, yeah.
were announced at CES, which I'm a big fan.
I get usually what the problem is though is it's people not consuming enough potassium. Like they're over in abundance consuming sodium and not consuming enough potassium. Usually if people just differentiated their foods, they could be fine. Like they wouldn't need to be consuming more sodium, or they wouldn't need to be, watching their sodium intake usually. Yeah, easy tuna steak, easy eat that, and that's fine. Canned tuna, nah, dude. I'll pass the amount of absolute toxic metals within that.
Fan of. First is the Ecobee Essential. It's $129 and basically a nicer looking Ecobee Light. So it doesn't have presence sensing, but that can be added with a remote sensor. It doesn't work with Matter, unlike the next thermostat, the X2S from Honeywell Residio. This one is not flashy at all, but it does work with Matter and it's only $80, so if Matter and affordability are your main requirements, then Honeywell has you covered. Alright, how do you know if someone cold plunges? It's easy.
If they sell you a course, that's how you know they cold plunge.
They'll tell you about it non-stop. At least that's what the founder of Chill Shark told us at the booth, and he for sure cold plunges. If you want to join the phenomenon but don't want another tub, well, this is your solution. It turns any bathtub into a cold plunge and takes just 2 hours to go from 70 to 45 degrees. Right now the pre-sale price is $2,400, and this seems like a cool, or I should say freezing, portable.
At a body weight of 160, how likely am I to achieve a bench of 315 by the end of the year? Mass moves mass. Eat more food, it'll be very likely.
Solution for
If depends on like if you're taking steroids or not too, right? Like realistically, if you're taking like testosterone or some other testosterone derivatives, no time, man. Absolutely no time.
using what you already have in your home. This next device is one of the easiest installs ever, especially for water monitoring. Droplet attaches to the outside of your main water line, then it measures water flowing through at a rate of 50 times per second. Basically, you can teach it what different activities are so it can track how much water you're using. Then if something seems out of the ordinary, it alerts you of a leak. They did a demo of a leaking sink and it worked really well, which is always impressive to see a demo actually work at CES. It's $229 and available now. Probably the strangest booth at CES was Samsung's. I wandered around looking for the new devices they announced at CES. The Frame Pro TV, the stretchy screen, the big foldable, and I found nothing. They just talked a lot about smart things, which you would think would be a good thing since they're taking smart homes more seriously. Nope. All the features were just things announced last year, so the biggest part of their booth didn't get one upgrade since last year. Okay. But wait, they showed you how you can use smart things on your yacht? I wish I was making this up, but I promise this is real. I mean, how many yacht owners are walking through this booth looking for a smart home system for it? I told you, strangest booth at CES. Anchor Solix line has 2 new devices that are perfect for camping. First, their Everfrost 2 cooler is an electric cooler available in March. It comes with a detachable battery for up to 52 hours of refrigeration. You can also add a second battery and plug in your devices to charge when it's not cooling. Once it's time to recharge the cooler, well, that's when you whip.
This just seems overcomplicated to me. Like getting some ice in a cooler just seems way easier than all this shit. Even if it is more technology, it just seems like, well, aren't we just adding more steps to the process?
Out your solar umbrella. This was just announced and it supports 100 watts of output and it will be available this summer. It's nice that you can escape the real world by bringing all this tech out into nature with you, so you can doom scroll and not run out of battery. Okay, I saved one of my favorites for last. Batteries and smart home sensors can be a major pain, but that could be a
Where are the women?
thing of the past. WePower is using kinetic energy to power smart home sensors. They showed how a button press can send a Zigbee signal to turn on a light or know if a door is open or closed. But what I really liked is the water leak sensor. Instead of using a battery that will die over time or not even alert you about a leak after the battery dies, well, this uses paper. Check it out. Wrapped.
Gotta love Samsung products. Their customer service sucks. It absolutely does. I will say I was in Thailand. I brought my Samsung into a store after I dropped it going like 130 miles an hour on its motorcycle, and they fixed it for me. So that was a plus. But I do think Apple's more representative of good customer care, because also I bought an iPhone, scratched the screen, brought it back, and the guy just gave me a new one. So that was cool.
This small piece of paper around the sensor, using a magnet to set the sensor, and it could sit there for like 10 years and be totally fine. Then when water hits it, the paper naturally breaks and the sensor sends a Zigbee signal that the leak is detected. I love how they're thinking outside the battery and solving real issues.
That's pretty cool. It is really scary to think that everything is operated on a battery. You know, it concerns me. Granted, I just bought a battery-powered car, which I think is wildly more convenient than gas, because I literally just plug it into the side of my house and it costs like $10 to charge it. But beyond that, like having everything battery-based does get annoying. I have like 6 cables to charge things on my desk right here. Yeah, like an iPad, iPhone, lights, cameras, just ridiculous amounts of shit that's battery powered.
I had a blast at CES this year, and the tech keeps getting crazier. Whoa, what's all these
Here it is. Let's go.
guys gathering around this booth for? It's just a robotic.
It's Wes Watson's girlfriend, man. Where'd she come from? How did she get here? She just popped up on screen like this. It's crazy. I was not expecting her to be here. What a cameo. Wow. That's nuts.
Lady that looks lifelike. I don't see why.
There's going to be some serious trouble here. There's going to be some serious trouble. This is not going to be good for anybody.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Nope. Just
Guys, this is not good for anybody. Society is going to absolutely crumble. Absolutely just disintegrate once this comes out on the market. This is just not good. AI Siri is trying to say some shit, man. We're in the Matrix. Not masculine enough. Oh my God. Is it the AI throat coat? It is the AI throat coat. That's exactly what she looks like too, wearing her jumpsuit. She's kind of thick. Isn't that how, isn't that how women move? Oh my God, man. That's crazy. That's just despicable. Oh my God, bro. That's despicable.
Just completely normal.
You're fucking right, man. She's having a little bit of trouble, man. She just got on that Fent. That's all it's wrong. Just gotta clean her up a bit. She's from the streets. Getting gay. All right. So according to lovely viewers, the Tofu building incident. I have no idea what this is, but I'm particularly interested. So let's see what's going on here, because I have no idea. The Tofu building incident by Dark Records. 7 months ago. This isn't even breaking news.
Imagine trying to leave your apartment, and this is what you're met with.
A hole in the floor?
You just took out a huge loan after working your whole life to buy your own apartment, and this is what it looks like. And when you bring it up to the developer's contractor, you're told, serves you right. Today's episode is sponsored by Ground News.
I mean, it sounds kind of just like about any newly built home here.
More on this later. Maybe your home...
They're like, we're going to get you in on a 1% mortgage rate, which only lasts a year, and then next year it'll go up to 18%. Literally. And then, by the way, if anything goes wrong, it's all your fault. And then you're actually fucked, literally. That's how most new, like whenever you see these really crazy new construction builds, by the way, with these insane mortgage rates, please read the details, you guys, because literally they'll be like 1% mortgage interest rate, and we'll cover the mortgage insurance. What they don't fucking tell you is that the next year, all that gets cut off, and you go from 1% mortgage rate to like a 10% mortgage rate, which is ludicrous.
Doesn't crumble. But as you're driving, it's not just homes that crumble, but infrastructure as well. It seems like everywhere you go, things are just collapsing. And if they're not collapsing, they're flooding. Sometimes even with raw sewage. Almost
in Florida, this is happening. Not maybe to this extent. Maybe it is. I guess I don't know. But in Miami, Miami's sinking several inches. And it's becoming to a point now where infrastructure is possibly at great degrees of risk. Like towered infrastructure. But so is anybody who's going to build on sand. I mean, that's kind of their own faults. But this isn't just a China-based thing.
Almost every collapse brings talk of change. But then it happens again.
Holy shit. I would be out of there.
And the outcome has been tragic. In Chinese media, these construction disasters became known as tofu drag projects. Shoddy work named after the crumbs left over when making tofu. It's a hauntingly apt description.
What? Oh, it's just the name. It's not actually what's happening.
Of the kind of substandard construction that led to a tragic collapse in June of 2021. Just after midday, a modest but tall private house crumbled. Local emergency services responded swiftly, but for some, it was too late. A resident recalled the heart-wrenching cries of the landlord trapped within the ruins, desperately calling for help. 8 people were rescued from the rubble and transported to local hospitals. About 4 months later, the local government completed the investigation, which found the house faced serious problems right from the ground up. The foundation of the self-built house was weak due to poor soil and missing reinforced steel in key areas. Nearby construction disturbed the soil, causing it to shift and crack the foundation. The building's design, with its tall, narrow brick concrete structure, lacked stiffness, making it unstable and prone to collapse. It was a disaster waiting to happen that had cost 5 people their lives and left 7 injured.
This is what scares me about buying homes. I always think about this. Like, how do I know the guy who built this thing actually gave a shit? Because they're not going to be held liable. Let's be honest. Like, they're gone, and most Americans won't have an investigative company come in and look at the cause of the house collapse or some calamity happening within the house. I just had a client who bought a brand new build, and his toilet, the pipe in the bathroom exploded. It's like, dude, that's like that's a multiple $1,000 fix right there. Usually you got to start over. I just get concerned about this stuff. Like, also, this is what concerns me with being high buildings. I don't know what the guys did to build that place. How do we know it's legit?
Investigation resulted in strict actions against 5 people involved in the construction.
Build my own house? That's crazy, dude. I would love to, but I work for a living, and unfortunately, that costs a lot of money. But more importantly, it costs a lot of time, which unfortunately, if I give too much of my time away as a self-employed individual, I don't get money in. It's the one shitty thing. Like, when I was in the Army, I had paid time off. I had leave, right? And you take your leave, you get 2 days a month or something like that. You can take leave for a whole month. No one asks questions. You get paid, everything's fine. But nowadays, if I take 2 days off, that's 2 days I don't make money.
Additionally, 20 local government officials faced consequences for negligence, ranging from serious warnings to removal from office. But it would not be the last deadly collapse between 2021 to date. In fact,
also tools. I feel like tools are just such a big expense that's never talked about. Like, yeah, it's cheaper to do these things on your own, but if I got to buy all the tools, man, holy Christ, there's a lot of stuff involved. Like, if I just want to lay concrete, which is something I was trying to do, I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's get the concrete. Let's do this. And I'm like, really looking into it. I'm like, geez, man, I need a lot of tools. I don't have anything. This is crazy. The construction industry is dirty as fuck. Been a carpenter for many years. And I've heard that, right, from other contractors. And like, I just had a guy come here to basically quote me on a new driveway, the thing I was trying to replace. And he's like, yeah, this other company that came here, dude, they're known for basically not putting support metal underneath the concrete. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, they'll just lay the concrete. It'll look good for like a year, but then it starts basically cracking and sinking in.
the most recent incident was
Something going on with John Skywalker? What's going on with John Skywalker? He deleted all of his posts.
Guys, all the fucking hell! Damn you to hell for this!
Seems solid. Sounds pretty good. It seems like he's doing really well.
You think this is work? You call this work? Watch me. Go watch me do it.
Uh-oh, boys. What the fuck? How long ago was that?
You think this is work?
27
you call this
minutes
work?
ago. What do we do? I don't even know what to do. All right. Something went wrong. I can't message him. I don't think he's okay. I don't think he's okay. Man, we were just watching some Tofu buildings. Hold on. It's got nothing here. What is happening to
I
these
finally
influencers,
played
man?
the Elder Scrolls.
We talked about freaking what's his nuts, the SARMS kid, doing the same shit, man. What's going on with these people? You got Connor Murphy, you got reach out to him. I'm trying to. I don't know if he like just shut down his account or what's going on. I literally can't. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna not show you guys my personal phone number. Yeah, Russo, that's who I meant. Do you guys think this happens when you're young, naive, and get too rich and famous too fast? I think so. I think you get used to living a certain kind of life. Did he like have some kind of tracheotomy? Is that what's going on with his throat?
Damn you guys all to fucking hell! Damn you to hell for this!
Bro is not good. Huh. Huh. Well, I won't comment. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll keep you guys updated if I know anything, but it's not my business, to be honest. I don't want to spread it like it is. I just feel bad for the guy. Yeah, I used to follow him too, man. I know it's probably whatever he's going through. I know it's hard. I hope he figures it out. I know he's got, he's like kind of had to downsize a little bit there, not pay so much attention to his physique. Maybe that's playing a role. I'm not so sure. It generally seems like when these guys have to stop taking, I'll be honest, like when they have to stop taking the performance enhancing drugs is really when they start hitting the floor pretty hard. We'll see what's happening. I don't know. I don't know. Shoot, man.
You think this is work? You call this?
Well, let's move forward with this video and pretend that didn't happen, all right? Like I don't want to smother ourselves with that right now. I'll keep you updated if I get any notifications while we're here From John Bravo. I don't know anyone else who actually knows Skywalker. I'll text the group. All right. Let's watch
few
this
weeks ago.
motherfucking- the Tofu
In the early
buildings.
hours of May 1st, 2024, the tranquility around the remote Meilong Expressway in Guangdong is shattered by a sudden catastrophe. More than a dozen vehicles plunge into a deep, fiery pit as a section of the road gives way. The chaos that ensues is unimaginable, with flames lighting up the night sky and smoke billowing into the air.
I'm scared to go to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5's video.
The rescue
I don't
operation.
know what we're talking about here. Y'all crazy. You think of Hey. No. Not even. Not clicking anything there.
Operations were carried out, the devastating toll
I already get bullied enough on the internet, okay?
began to emerge. Could it be yet another Tofu incident? The authorities' tight control over information and crisis management could not ease the public concerns about systemic neglect and lack of transparency. The immediate rescue operation was massive, involving over 500 personnel. Their mission was clear but daunting: save lives and recover what they could from the wreckage. A WeChat account, Constructive Opinions, raised doubts about the official numbers of casualties and how well the rescue efforts were being handled. Just 2 days later, people saw burned car wrecks covered with tarps, which increased criticism and concerns about the investigation's thoroughness and the lack of transparency in the death toll. Before the investigation even began, experts pointed to the poor construction quality of the highway, which was less than 10 years old. Investigators discovered several issues with the construction. Layers were not filled or compacted properly, and the materials used were not the correct size specifications. Instead
Sounds
of
about
building bridges, the road was built on the slopes, and there wasn't enough reinforcement or protection. At the same time, international media coverage showed varying interpretations and political implications of the collapse. But what does that actually mean?
I think this is the AI channels I'm talking about, bro. I think this is what I just mentioned. I think this is exactly what it is. This does not sound like a real person. I don't know. Maybe some fucking guy just slapped all these graphics together and called it good and then just built a script off. How do I know what I'm watching is real? I don't know.
Training in the gym when a deafening crash echoes through, sending debris and dust into the air. The roof has collapsed. Of the
That's what I am, a minion build.
19 people inside from those trapped. Nearby
Oh, you know this already.
residents quickly dialed emergency services, and panic spread as people rushed to the scene. The first rescue units arrived within minutes and began removing debris in search of survivors, with more teams and equipment intensifying the operation as the evening drew closer. Onlookers gathered, hoping for news. As night fell, portable lighting was set up to continue the rescue. Soon, the first bodies were recovered. Over 19 hours later, the last trapped victim was retrieved. The death toll was now 11 people, 10 young volleyball players and their coach, with 7 others injured. But authorities made the identification process dreadful for the parents, trying to find out if their children were alive. Videos surfaced of grieving parents confronting government officials at hospitals, where they were pressured to sign documents before they could even identify their children's bodies. The lack of clear communication and the push to sign documents they didn't fully understand fueled suspicions of a cover-up. To top it off, social media posts
What's good, John Doe?
and tributes including from survivors, were heavily censored.
Y'all know why they do this? They did this in Thailand too. It was a Buddhist thing. I never understood why they did this for, though. I think it's like a donation.
Adding to the
Can we get more depressing today? Hey, I didn't fucking decide to... Look, I was just thinking there was something cool going on. You know?
outrage and criticism of
I
authorities
didn't know what we were walking into when I looked that up.
for their lack of compassion and transparency. As details emerged, public outrage grew. They had one crucial question: how did this happen? After being built in 1997, the gym had undergone
I think this is AI slop, boys. I'm not watching it. I'm not investing my... I'm definitely not watching this.
The NYPD is looking for several...
Let's finish out with a happy video. All right. Video named I Forced Myself to Play Oblivion. Mr. Savior HD has made this video. Only 71,000 subscribers, with this video has almost reached 1 million views. Something I could only dream of.
Not these games. Oblivion from 2006. I forced myself to actually...
Thanks, John. I appreciate that. It was lame-ass service. Also, don't forget to thank the other people in this chat who also served. Medic Miller Gaming is another one of those folks.
play the game. Not just boot it up once and never touch it again. I wanted to see why Oblivion is so loved. Because my goal was to answer if this game
Y'all remember Oblivion? I loved Oblivion. I think it was one of the peak nostalgia moments of my childhood.
was even worth playing. Could I have fun with it? And if anyone else should even play this older game in the series. So let me show you a little bit of my experience with
God damn, dude. Y'all remember this intro screen? I have not seen this in ages.
Oblivion. The game starts off with a beautiful cinematic
No way. No way the graphics looked like this. This is not what I remembered at all. Oh my God, that's crazy. I do not... When I was playing this, I thought it looked so real.
featuring the current emperor telling me that he's about
What? That's what this looked like?
to die and he sees me in his dreams. Okay. Then after that, I was able to start making my character.
This looks like AI. This poor man. He's been through so much.
I would spend hours doing characters. I would love this. This is my favorite part about Oblivion.
After making my wonderful creation, I couldn't really do much because I was in a prison cell, but not for long. The Emperor that I saw earlier enters my cell and tells me that today is the day. Congratulations, he's gonna die. So basically some assassins are out to get him, so he's trying to hide. And the guards that are with him open up a secret passage that was in my cell. And obviously I followed them because...
Yeah, they're doing Sky Oblivion now, aren't they? That's like or Sky... What is it called? Sky Oblivion. Sky Oblivion's like the new remaster where they're like completely overhauling the entire game from scratch.
One of Oblivion's most iconic
It literally looks like a brand new game, and I couldn't be more excited for this.
side quests. Mazoga the Orc.
Like, this is going to
Our
be so
showcase
exciting.
begins in the lower class district of Leowin, and we'll need to make our way over to the palace to
Look at that armor. Anyways, that's going to be so badass when that drops.
Why wouldn't I? So we go through some secret tunnels and I picked up my
No, it will be out this year, though.
first sword off of a dead body. Now they still didn't want me to follow them, so they walked through a gate and locked it behind them. And they locked the... What is hitting me? A rat? Get the hell out of here. You two, get
I remember being terrified at that moment. Any cave dungeon thing, I was terrified. But again, I was a kid. I was still terrified, though.
the hell out of here. Ugh. Well, thankfully, there's a perfectly placed hole in the wall right behind me. In here, I learned how to use my sword, a new shield, some bow and arrows, magic, and I also got used to my inventory in the lockpick system. Well, kind of.
Wow. Y'all remember this? That's crazy.
I still don't understand this.
Do I like move it up with my mouse? What even is this?
And after that, I just met back up with the group that locked me away. And thankfully, the Emperor wants me to stick around since, you know, I was that face that he sees in his dreams and now he just trusts me with everything. So I actually got to fight alongside the guards, but then the Emperor just gave up.
I can go no further.
Dude, I'm
you
trying to
alone must stand
I'm trying to
against
fight
the
them right
Prince of
now.
Destruction and his mortal servants.
He pauses time, looks me dead in the eyes, and tells me to take a very important amulet to a man named Joffrey, who apparently knows where his last son lives, and hopefully I can bring him his amulet to retake the throne. Oh man.
Alright, well, I mean, I can just take out these guards.
I remember this happened.
Oh god.
After that fiasco, a guard tells me how to get out of the tunnels and shows me where to deliver the amulet, while also
I remember everything being so dark in this game too. Like the lighting was atrocious.
letting me pick a class for my character. I walk through the sewers, and
This
finally
was
I
peak immersion. Peak immersion.
got to see the fantastic views of Cyrodiil. Now I could either do my own thing at this point or follow the main story. So I chose to follow the main story just so I could have a guiding hand as to where to go next. And let me tell you, everyone hates you right away. Crabs hate you, this random bandit and their guard dog hates you, and these men in a cave also hate you. I took everyone out, looted their corpses as you do in any Bethesda game, and continued my quest to give this amulet to a man named Joffrey. And before the sun set, I made it to my destination. Now Joffrey tells me about a man named Martin, the king's son who lives in the city of Kvatch. Now again, Martin is important because
Just an update, John Bravo, not John Skywalker. John Bravo says he can't get a hold of him.
only he can wear this amulet and rightfully take back the throne, so I just needed to get to Kvatch. Okay. Well, while I was trying to figure out where Kvatch was on the in-game map, I learned that I can just fast travel to it right away.
Wait, I can just do that? I can just fast travel? What the?
Yeah, apparently you can just fast travel to every
Man, this menu, so nostalgic. This was peak, man. That armor is actually pretty good. Its graphical fidelity ain't too bad.
major city in this game, which is very odd that this feature exists because I have never seen that before in any game. When I got to the outskirts of the town, everything apparently went to shit.
Come on, run while there's still time.
This person told me that a gate to Oblivion, which in a too long didn't read fashion, Oblivion is the underworld / Deadlands. Well, yeah, that opened up and it was spewing out Daedric monsters right up the hill. That is a drastic shift in tone, I know. And since it was technically my first side quest given to me, I decided to help out. I asked what I could do to help, and they just wanted me to go straight into the gate.
I remember this, man. I was so petrified of what was about to happen.
Brave.
You want me to just to go?
Dude, that thing was terrifying as a kid.
I'm level 1. You want me to go into the gate as a level 1 player? All right.
I went from a somewhat peaceful forest to a lava-filled hellscape in a couple of minutes.
We have really went from 0 to 100 in like 5 seconds.
I didn't know what was happening, but thankfully I had
Man, that fire animation's crazy.
this
so
man to help.
nostalgic.
Thank the Nine. I never thought I'd see another friendly face.
So what's going on here?
Captain Mattias sent us in to try and close the gate. We were ambushed, trapped, and picked off.
Vanius and I now had a mission to save his captain.
He's just a happy little guy. Look at his face. All right, buddy, come on. Come on. Let's go.
And Vanius and I were an elite group. We took out scamp after scamp, and the enemies stood no chance.
Damn, you just one-hit that guy, man.
And I even wondered if maybe I could have him be a follower to join me throughout my playthrough. We made it to the main tower, but I wasn't afraid of the future enemies that we'd run into. Vanius and I were unstoppable.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to
Oh my god, he died! I'm gonna die.
Oh my, this is just too nostalgic, man. I remember when that happened, I was like devastated. I thought like this game is over. Anytime I lost anyone, I was like, oh my god, what now? That was peak, man. It was like every moment was consequential. Like it actually had consequence. I feel like now in games, there's just no consequence. Even in a modern era, like any kind of style RPG like this, it's just, you're not going to have someone that can die unless it's like Baldur's Gate, where you can literally just kill anybody.
I'm gonna die. Ow! Holy I'm not supposed to be here.
How am I alive? After almost dying and mourning the loss of Vanius.
No! He can't be dead! Oh, he's got some good armor, though.
I managed to find the captain, and he told me to climb to the very top and destroy a sigil stone. And if I did
Argonians were based. Facts. They were actually pretty good. I'm always a big Nord guy, though. Big on the Nords.
that, the gate closes. Speaking of gates, I didn't know how to open up his, so I just left him in there. I'd imagine he'd get out somehow, right? I got to the top after killing—
That was not a racist quote, by the way. Just to be clear on that.
A couple of enemies, closed the portal, and I was out. Or rather, the gate/portal/thing spit me out. I thought after telling Savly and Mattias here, I think that's how you say his name, that I closed the gate, I could go back for searching for Martin. But I was wrong. He wanted me to help retake the city. So we went through the main city gate, cleared out some enemies, and met up with some other guards in a chapel. And this is where I learned that I could level up my character's stats only by sleeping in the game. You'd level up some main skills, and once you met a certain threshold, you had to sleep in order to level up over.
That's right. The worst literally the worst mechanism in any game ever. When the gates opened, Argonians poured into Oblivion with such fury and might, Dragon's lieutenants had to close
overall, which was a pretty neat feature. And while my character sleeps, you can like the video and subscribe to see more stuff like this. Once I woke up, I got back to the quest, but I did have a bit of a problem. So we were
the facial models on these characters, though,
supposed to charge this castle,
the best.
And right before we crossed this bridge, Mattias needed to speak to me, saying that we needed this key to open up these gates. But none of that happened. Instead, Mattias just stood here for 5 minutes.
Hey man,
this happened to me too. Oh my god.
I don't think you're supposed to be doing that.
To where I actually roamed around the castle thinking I did something wrong. I didn't know what was supposed to happen at first, and after I realized that beating him senselessly wasn't going to fix it, I turned to Google to get some answers. I found out that his character was fixated on the enemies up top, which made his script break. So I went into the game console, toggled off his AI detection, thank you to this wiki for helping me out, and it fixed the problem. I managed to continue the game, clearing out the castle and completing this side quest. Also, Mattias just took off his own clothes and gave them to me.
Did you just take off your clothes? Oh, whoa, brother.
All right, where is this Martin guy for the main story?
Does you want to see the Martin?
I'm
the
just
Martin?
lucky to be
Are you Martin?
alive.
No. Are you Martin? No.
I want to stay.
Are you Martin?
That anger keeps me.
So I convinced Martin how important he was, you know, being related to the king while also needing him to wear an amulet that I left with Joffrey. Why did I leave that with him? I feel like that's gonna backfire. Now I could have tried.
He literally got naked for homie.
To fast travel back.
That's a real brother.
But I wanted to explore the game and not rely on that feature too much early on.
Hello.
For the most part, the walk back was pretty calm.
Martin, what do you do for fun, man? Where you?
Too bad Bethesda was a small indie company that couldn't afford to fix glitches. It still can't. Have you played Starfield? It's even worse now.
Where are you going?
Although Martin did surprise me with his abilities.
What are we? Oh, what is that? Oh my god, it's a bear. Martin, did you just snap its neck?
We made it back to Joffrey right before it got too dark, and while we were gone, some people invaded the town. Oh, God.
Help! You must help! They're killing everyone at Wayne on Prior.
I tried some VR goggles and tested this game that didn't have any missions or anything. You just kept walking around the creepy castle and randomly this evil witch showed up. VR is great, man. I actually think VR is pretty good. If they can really compound on what they've done already, it's going to be amazing.
Dude, everywhere I go to like a new town that people tell me to go to, people are dying. Should I just stop telling me to go places?
Martin and I helped defeat the remaining intruders and saved Joffrey. Now, Joffrey said that they were after the amulet, but it was placed in a secret spot, so of course they couldn't have found it, right? No, they took it. Come on, man, I just brought that to you. In order to be in a more safe place and plan to get the amulet back, I was told to escort the both of them to a place called the Cloud Ruler Temple. I got a free horse and had a boys trip up some mountains. We came across the occasional bandit and wolf, but they handled themselves pretty well.
All right, we got another wolf here. I'm just gonna stay on my horse. You guys got it?
The ragdoll physics in this game were actually peak too. I feel guilty watching gaming content. I'm letting my coach down somehow. You're fine.
I think that's a yes. Okay, we'll continue down the path. This whole escort mission took around 10 minutes to complete, with the constant getting on and off of the horse to help kill enemies and me managing to somehow get lost on the trail, but we finally arrived at the temple. Martin gave a speech and Joffrey told me to join his order called the Blades, and it was worth it because I got this really cool katana.
It is my honor to welcome you into our ranks as a Knight Brother of the Blades.
Yeah, I got a katana. Alright, so since we still didn't have the amulet, I was tasked with traveling towards the Imperial City and finding a man named Varys who could help us. But of course it wasn't going to be a straight shot towards the city.
Any Might and Magic OGs? I'm 47. I played some old hack and slash type games in my younger days. The evolution of gaming has been absolutely insane. I love it. I actually have never played that. Heroes, that's crazy. I've never heard of it. I'm probably too young.
I met this man on the road and I thought maybe he nedeed help. We got a wanderer. Hello there.
You get any closer and I'll turn your bones to ash. Back off.
Sir, do you know who you're talking to? What's his name? Alval Uvani? You're not important, are you? Your killing has been observed by forces on... By forces unknown? Who saw that? I'm sure it's nothing. I took down the usual bandits and then I came across a town with invisible people. What have we here? Is there anyone I can talk to here? There seems to be a person who is invisible. What the hell?
Talk to Dirham in the inn. I'm tired of this minstrel's freak show our town has turned into.
Turns out a man named Ankatar lives in a tower nearby and
EverQuest 1, I do recall that. That was a good one.
Townsfolk invisible for fun. So I talked to him and convinced him to turn them all back. And the spell had some negative effects only on me. My luck has been damaged. What? 7? The dude has drained my luck. Nothing a good night's rest won't fix, right? Oh.
You sleep rather soundly for a murderer.
So because I killed that guy in the...
I just remember this game being so discombobulated. So many different things would happen on the way of trying to figure out one thing that you'd never be able to complete the one thing. And you'd always end up doing something else. And it was like a never-ending circle of just like doing side quests after side quest and then trying to get back to the main quest and then getting sidetracked onto another side quest.
The road.
It was so oddly janky, but yet immersive.
This man is now visiting me. He told me to kill another man so I could join the Dark Brotherhood. Those who don't know, the Dark Brotherhood is considered evil, I think. It kind of depends on who you...
The bread glitch is hilarious.
You ask.
Yeah.
I told him not now, and he turned invisible and walked away, bumping into every villager. Well, I think he just saw you. You just bumped into him. Did you not just see that guy?
Ah, the savior of Ayleswell. Whatever you need, I'm at your service.
I guess he did not see that guy. Anyways, I got to the Imperial City, walked into the shop where I was supposed to meet that man, and did what he said. We lured another man in a basement and killed him. Alright. I took a book from his corpse, and it turns out that it's a pretty important book, because it's connected to the people
They really fucked the lighting up on this game.
Who killed the Emperor. Oh, these people were in a cult. Oh, that explains a lot. Now, it needed to be deciphered so we could get more clues on where this cult was, so I talked to an Argonian woman named Tarmina who told me that we needed to get the other books in the collection, around 4 in total, and then we could fully grasp what their plans were. Okay, I'm sure like the bookstore in this city probably has one, right? How do I get out of this building? What is this?
Be sure. I think you should leave.
I'm sorry. Wait, where am I now? I went to the bookstore, bullied this man to give me the other book, and since I told him that the cult was an evil cult, he folded immediately and then told me about a secret meeting that was going to happen in the sewers. So Boris and I went to have a little chat with this cult. Now,
my big problem after games started talking to me, I stopped reading shit. Yeah, that's a motherfucking fact, dude. Path of Exile. I cannot bear to read it. I will be very honest. Path of Exile, the entire campaign, skip everything.
Boris wanted to talk first, but I really wanted to do the talking myself since I felt like I could convince the cult that I'm with them and they could trust us. Oh, he's coming, he's coming. Hello.
So, you want to become one of the chosen of Mehrunes Dagon. The path of dawn is difficult, but the rewards are great.
Walking behind me, man.
You are told to sit down.
Oh.
Are you incapable of following such simple instructions?
No, you were just behind me. I just wanted to see your face,
I have
man.
the book. I've told you to come along. Brothers, kill them!
What the fuck happened? That chat did not go very well. On the bright side, we did get the 2 other books. And now with all of these together, it should act as a key to the...
Dude, have you made any content on Musk having piloted account in PoE2? We talked about it earlier. It is hilarious. It is so funny. He's like, I love how he has the best weapon in the game with the absolute best RNG. It's like, oh, it's only level 46 or whatever. It's only level 50. It's not very good. I don't know if you can make the game any harder.
This entire cult puzzle. So I left the sewers, eventually. I actually got kind of lost here. Where am I? God, I think I'm just stuck in the sewers, man. After a while, the gray colors start blending in with the other tones of gray.
So
I managed
true.
to get out and immediately went to talk with Tarmina.
Everything in this game is entirely gray.
She told me that she needed more time to figure out what was happening with this cult and these books, and I should come back tomorrow. So I just did what any other player did when it came to an Elder Scrolls game. I just completely forgot about the main story and just did some side quests and wandered around the world. The first thing I found was the arena. I thought, why not level up my skills and get paid at the same time? I fought for around an hour or 2, and I killed like a dozen people. The guy who moderated the fights went from hating me to loving me, until I had to fight 3 Argonians. Back away, get, stay back, I have a sword. Oh, get up, get away, please. Yeah, I don't think that was fair, man. After that embarrassment, I traveled to a town that had a chapel on fire, and some priests told me that if I prayed to 9 shrines, I could harness the power of the Crusaders' relics. He handed me a map, and I had a scavenger hunt to complete. I traveled all around Cyrodiil, praying to each shrine one after another. And while I was heading towards the last 3, I realized that one quest for the Dark Brotherhood, remember this guy? Yeah, well that was on the way, so I just decided to give that man that they wanted dead a little visit. Alright, so he was in the downstairs. This door? Yeah, that's him. Okay. Gonna sneak up on him. Wait, what does he have? Oh. After that, I met a soldier who wasn't having the best day. You got this, right? Do I need to get off the horse and help you?
Why won't you die?
The vocals are great. This voice actor, whoever he is, I need him to read me bedtime stories. It's just the best voice actor in history. The vocal girth this man had in virtually everything he said. I think he played like 80 of the characters.
You got it? And a thief who tried to catch me off guard. Are you a bandit?
Your money or your life.
Once the final shrine was prayed to, I met this kind soldier in a dream realm, which was pretty dope. Next thing you know, I'm swimming underwater into a sunken cave, killing skeletons and getting a new sword and a helmet. And this all led me into fighting an entire Knights Round table. So now I'm decked out in some cool armor, and I have even more quests to get even more cool armor.
Another thing is, I remember the armor being so fucking cool. I just remember it being the coolest fucking shit. Still no updates on John Skywalker, by the way. I asked everybody in my group of influencers, and they all have said nothing.
Thought if any of the quest items would be helpful, I could probably use a new shield. So I went into another cave, solved some puzzles, took out some enemies, and then had the...
How much do you think it would cost me if he was on Cameo to pay him to read me a whole bedtime story?
This tedious spellcaster keep casting over encumbered on me. Dude, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. You're such a cornball. You're so corny. Die. Holy shit. That dude. After I finally got rid of them, I did another big brain puzzle of just a memory game and placing items where they needed to be, and then I got my nifty shield. And since I did have a better sword and shield, I went back and proved myself to those 3 Argonians. Also, at some point, I became a vampire, like someone sunk their teeth into me while I was sleeping and I couldn't endure the sun for more than a minute.
You should really get to a healer. You're looking rather pained.
I know! I'm dying because I'm a vampire. The sun hurts me every second I'm out here. I ended up spending well over 30 hours playing Oblivion, and that was only in 1 week. When I eventually got back to the main quest, it ramped up a lot. Without spoiling what happens, just look at this. Imagine that, but Elder Scrolls. Also, don't try to be a nice guy in this game. People just get hurt.
Man, I miss
Why would that happen? I just wanted to release the guy. Why would the whole statue crumble down and kill him? Julius? I had 10 gold, okay. I did say at the start of the video, I would only be showing a little bit of my experience in case some viewers out there wanted to experience the rest of this game for themselves. While I did end up beating the main storyline, I still haven't beaten the entire
Adam, did he just do a vocal or did he actually show up? That's the question.
Game, or the DLC for that matter. But I mean, does anyone ever really beat an Elder Scrolls game before they make a new character? I didn't expect to enjoy Oblivion as much as I did. I really thought I'd become bored with the game in a couple of hours, but it was the opposite. Time flew by when I played it. Sure, on the outside looking in, the game looks old and dated, but there is a certain feel to Oblivion that cements it as a solid game that I really should have played a lot sooner. The question now is, should I go back even further and play Morrowind? If you're an Elder Scrolls fan, or even just a Skyrim.
Morrowind is peak, man. I remember even playing Morrowind, guys. Jesus. All right, man. Well, tonight's been great. We've been on for, Jesus, how long have we been on YouTube? This is getting crazy now. What should we look? Let's see. Live. How long have we been going? Oh my God. You guys are delicious human beings. Well, hey, that's cool. An hour and 42 minutes. Next week, I promise we're going to talk more about fitness stuff. Or next time we get on. There's going to be a live this week that we'll do Friday night. And we're going to get a couple guys on there who are bodybuilders, who talk about drugs, talk about that kind of stuff, have a little shish-chat, and have some fun. I'm trying to get at least 2 of these done a week now because I really like doing these lives. I think it's fun. I would be spending my time sitting here anyways, and to sit here with you guys is a treat, honestly. So anyways, I hope you have a beautiful evening, morning, whatever it is for you. I'll keep you all updated on the community posts with John Walker's situation if anything happens, if I get any feedback from anybody. I suggest you all try to reach out to somebody who might know him. But I will catch y'all